Assalamu alaikum. This is Pratusha Borwal welcoming you all to the English news from Btv-Chattogram. Let's begin with the headlines. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus leaves for Rome to join the flagship event of annual World Food Forum. First ever nationwide typhoid vaccination campaign begins. Children aged between 9 months and 15 years to receive the vaccine. A 1 week-long authoritarian rule establishes repressive regime, making July mass uprising inevitable, says Chief Prosecutor. Election Commission dedicated to hold transparent and accountable election, says Chief Election Commissioner. Strict action to be taken against responsible ones for creating unrest ahead of national election, warns Home Advisor. Global leaders to meet in Egypt tomorrow to end Gaza war permanently and establish peace. And Argentina secures spot in semi-final of FIFA Under-20 World Cup football, beating Mexico. Those were the headlines, so moving on to the details. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus is now on the way to Rome, the capital city of Italy, to join the flagship event of the annual World Food Forum. A Bangladesh Biman Airlines flight carrying the Chief Advisor left Dhaka's Hazrat Shahjalal International Airport at 11:30 a.m. Professor Yunus will deliver a keynote speech at the main session of the World Food Forum tomorrow. In addition, he will hold meetings with FAO Director General Dr. Q Dongyu and heads of various international organizations. In those meetings, the discussions will focus on global issues such as food security, poverty alleviation, and sustainable development. The Chief Advisor is scheduled to return home on October 15. For the first time in the country, a nationwide typhoid vaccination campaign has begun. Under this program, children aged between 9 months and under 15 years will receive the typhoid vaccine completely free of cost. The campaign was inaugurated in the morning at Sir Salimullah Muslim Orphanage in Azimpur by Health Advisor Noor Jahan Begum. Social Welfare Advisor Sharmin S. Murshid was also present at the event. At Vikarnisa Noon School, the program was inaugurated by the Chief Advisor's Special Assistant on Health and Family Welfare Affairs, Professor Dr. Saidur Rahman. At Dhaka Residential Model College, the campaign was inaugurated by Primary and Mass Education Advisor Dr. Bidhan Ranjan Roy Putar. Health Advisor Noor Jahan Begum called on everyone to extend their cooperation to make the typhoid vaccination campaign a success. Speakers said that the typhoid vaccine is safe and has no major side effects. This is the first ever nationwide initiative to bring such a large number of children under vaccination within a month for protection against typhoid. The vaccination campaign will continue until November 13, and birth certificates are mandatory to receive the vaccine. For the first time in the country's history, the national vaccination campaign against typhoid began today. Under this campaign, around 5 crore children and adolescents are being vaccinated for free against typhoid. According to a 2021 survey, nearly 8,000 people die of typhoid fever each year in Bangladesh, 68% of whom are children and adolescents under the age of 15. Typhoid fever is one of the serious infectious diseases preventable by vaccination. Experts say that this World Health Organization approved vaccine is safe and has already been used in 8 countries including Nepal and Pakistan without any reported major side effects. The special assistant to the chief advisor stated that the vaccine was included in the national campaign only after its quality was fully verified and urged parents to not to be misled and to ensure their children receive the vaccine. Arguments have taken place in the case filed against ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and 2 others for alleged crimes against humanity during the July movement. During the hearing, the chief prosecutor told the tribunal that the long authoritarian rule of the Awami League had established a repressive regime in the country, making the mass uprising of July 24 inevitable. The 3-member International Crimes Tribunal 1, headed by Justice Ghulam Murtuza Mojumdar, started hearing the arguments this morning. On the first day, the prosecution began presenting its arguments. Once the arguments conclude, the case will move to the verdict stage. Later, while briefing journalists, the chief prosecutor claimed that during the live broadcast of the proceedings, the official Facebook page of the chief prosecutor's office came under a cyber attack. He alleged that the attack was intended to obstruct the trial process. Earlier, on 8th of October, the deposition of the 54th and final witness was completed with the cross-examination of the investigation officer Mohammad Alamgir after 28 working days of testimony. 2 other accused in the case are former Home Minister Asaduzzaman Khan Kamul and former IGP Chaudhry Abdullah Al Mamun. Chief Election Commissioner CAC AMM Nasiruddin said, the Commission is committed to conduct a transparent and accountable election. He told this to journalists after a meeting with officials of the administration and law enforcement agencies at the Chattogram Circuit House today. The Election Commission is dedicated to organize the election that will be open and visible to all, said CAC Nasiruddin, adding that the AC's goal is to create a conducive environment for voters, ensuring that every Bangladeshi has the opportunity to exercise their vote. The CAC said the Commission has no intention to hinder journalists from doing their profession. Government officials assured that CAC that the upcoming elections would be different from previous ones. Nasiruddin said some people suggested for shutting down the internet on the polls day, but he doesn't support these as he wants free flow of information. Divisional Commissioner Muhammad Ziauddin presided over, while Election Commissioner Muhammad Anwarul Islam Sharkar, among others, was present on the occasion. Home Advisor Lieutenant General retired Jahangir Alam Chaudhry has warned that strict actions will be taken against any individual or group found responsible for creating unrest ahead of the upcoming national election to ensure peace and a fair voting process. Speaking to journalists after a meeting of the core committee at the Secretariat today, the advisor said that around 80,000 members of the armed forces will be deployed during the polls, while CCTV cameras will be installed at vulnerable polling centers. He added that directives have been issued to ensure that members of law enforcement agencies and election officials strictly refrain from any unlawful activities. Jahangir Alam Chaudhry further alleged that certain fascist intellectuals had previously instigated unrest in the hill tracts. The Home Advisor also said that individuals who served during the 2014, 2018 and 2024 national elections will, as far as possible, be excluded from responsibilities in the upcoming polls. About 1.5 lakh police personnel will receive special election training to ensure a foolproof security arrangement, the advisor added. BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir has said that the people of the country wants to see an election and wish to return to a democratic system through that election. He made these remarks today at a discussion meeting held at the Dhaka Reporters Unity, organized by the Nationalist Like-Minded Alliance on the occasion of the second death anniversary of Saifuddin Ahmed Munir, the late General Secretary of the Democratic League. The meeting was presided over by the convener of the alliance, Dr. Fariduzzaman Farhad, with other leaders of the organization also present. He said, "No matter how much conspiracy there is, the people of this country will not accept anything imposed upon them." Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir further said that many conspiracies are being hatched against Bangladesh, but the people of this country have the power to defeat those conspiracies. Information and Broadcasting Secretary Mahbooba Farzana said, "Misinformation, rumors and false news are among the biggest challenges surrounding society today." She stressed that information cadre officers must play a strong and proactive role in combating such misinformation. Mahbooba Farzana made the remarks today while inaugurating the 12-week-long 42nd BCS Information Professional Induction course at the National Institute of Mass Communication. National Institute of Mass Communication Director General Muhammad Hiruzaman presided over the program. The Information Secretary said, "In the age of social media, people fall victim to at least 20 to 25 pieces of misinformation every day." Now, international news. Donald Trump and Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi will chair an international summit to discuss the U.S. President's proposal to end Israel's war on Gaza in Sharm el-Sheikh on Monday. The meeting will involve leaders from more than 20 countries, the Egyptian presidency said in a statement on Saturday. It will aim to end the war in the Gaza Strip, enhance efforts to achieve peace and stability in the Middle East, and usher in a new era of regional security and stability, the statement said. United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres and United Kingdom Prime Minister Keir Starmer said that they would attend, along with Italy's Giorgia Meloni and Pedro Sanchez of Spain. French President Emmanuel Macron has also confirmed his attendance. It was not immediately clear whether Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu or any representatives of the Hamas-Palestinian group would attend. The announcement comes as tens of thousands of Palestinians streamed north along the coast of Gaza by foot, car or cart back to their abandoned and mostly destroyed homes in the street, as a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas appeared to be holding. Israeli troops partially pulled back under the first phase of a U.S. brokered agreement reached this week to end Israel's war on Gaza, which has killed more than 67,000 people and left much of the famine-struck enclave in ruins. Al Jazeera's Hani Mahmoud, reporting from Gaza City, said that the ceasefire ended one form of violence, but the struggle continues. Firefights broke out along the Pakistan-Afghanistan border late on Saturday, while the Afghan Taliban attacking Pakistani posts, according to the security officials from both countries, following a Pakistani airstrike in Kabul this week. Pakistani security officials said that they were responding with full force to what they called unprovoked firing from Afghanistan. The exchange of fire took place at more than 6 locations along the border, they said. Inayatullah Khwarizmi, spokesperson for Afghanistan's Ministry of Defense, said it was a retaliatory operation for Pakistan's violation of Afghan airspace. Islamabad accuses the Afghan Taliban administration of harboring militants of the Pakistani Taliban who attacked Pakistan with the support of Pakistan's adversary, India. A Pakistani security officials had told Reuters this week that the airstrike had targeted the leader of the Pakistani Taliban militant group in Kabul, traveling in a vehicle. It was unclear if he had survived. Islamabad had warned Kabul that its patience had run out.